Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to look at the problem from AtCoder Educational DP Contest, and the name of the problem is vacation. So, according to the problem statement, we are given a vacation which comprises of n days, and on each particular day, we can perform one of the given three activities, and each activity on ith day has some points associated with it, points of happiness associated with it. So on ith day, we need to choose one of the given three activities, and we will gain some points accordingly. And we need to, at the end, we need to find the maximum points of happiness that we can gain after n days. It is also mentioned that we cannot do the same activities for 2 or more consecutive days. So we must remember this. And if I talk about the input, then we'll be first given integer n, which is the number of days in our vacation, and then for n consecutive lines, we'll be given 3 integers on ith line, and these integers represent the points associated with each activity. We are having 3 different activities, and we need to print the maximum points of happiness that we can gain after n days. So this was the problem statement. Now, to understand the approach to solve this problem, let us consider this test case. So this is the, so now let us consider this example. So in this example, we'll be given 3 days in our vacation, and on each day we will be given 3 integers on ith day. Each integer represents the points associated with a particular activity on ith day. So we must keep this in mind that we cannot perform the same activity for consecutive days, and we need to find the maximum happiness after n days. So for that, to solve this problem, we will be using tabulation approach. So for that, we will be initializing our DP table, which will be of the same size as given in our input. So in our input, we are given n days, 3 days. So our and there are 3 activities. So our DP table will also be of size 3 cross 3. Now we will start filling our DP table. Now, firstly, the first row of our DP table will be same as the input for the first day. So first row will be same as the first row in the input, which is 10, 40, and 70. After this, we need to start filling the remaining cells in our table starting from day 2. So we will start filling our DP table, and what we are going to do is we are going to assume that if on day 2 I perform activity A, then what is the maximum points of happiness that I can gain till day 2. So if I perform activity A on day 2, I will gain 20 points plus maximum of the remaining 2 activities till the previous day. So the remaining 2 activities is activity B and activity C, and till the previous day the maximum of the remaining 2 activities is 70. So maximum of 40 and 70 is 70. So we are going to add that. So at this cell we are going to write 20 plus 70, which gives us 90. So I hope it made sense. Now we are going the same way we are going to fill the remaining cells. Now here we are going to assume that if on day 2 I perform activity B, then the maximum points of happiness that I can gain will be 50, because 50 is the points associated with activity B on day 2. So it will be 50 plus the maximum of the remaining 2 activities. So in this case, the remaining 2 activities comprises of activity A and C. So maximum of 10 and 70 is 70. So we are going to write 50 plus 70, which gives us 120. Same way, we are going to fill the third cell in the second row. We are going to assume that if on day 2 we perform activity C, then we are going to gain 80 points plus the total happiness will be maximum of the remaining 2 activities till the previous day. So maximum of 10 and 40 is 40. So we are going to add 40 in our 80. So 40 plus 80 gives us 120. So after filling this, we are going to fill 120 on this cell. Same way, we are going to fill the cells in our third row. We are going to assume that if on day 3 I perform activity A, then what is the maximum points of happiness that I can gain? It will be 30, which is the point associated with activity A on day 3. So 30 plus the maximum of the remaining 2 activities, which is 50 and 80, and maximum so on day 3, if I assume that if I perform activity A, then I will gain 30 points plus the maximum of the remaining 2 activities till the previous day. So maximum of 120 and 120 is 120 only. So here we are going to add 120 plus 30. It gives us 120 plus 30, it gives us 150. So on this cell we are going to write 150. Moving ahead. So now same way we are going to assume that if on day 3 if I perform activity B, then I am going to gain 60 points plus maximum of the remaining 2 activities till the previous day. So till the previous day, so maximum of 90 and 120 is 120. So 120 plus 60 is 180. So we are going to write this 180. Same way, we are going to fill the last cell in our table. We are going to assume that if on day 3 I perform activity C, then what is the maximum happiness that I can gain? So it will be 90, because 90 is the points associated with activity C on day 3. So 90 plus the maximum of the remaining 2 activities till the previous day. So the remaining 2 activities is activity A and B. So maximum of 90 and 120 is 120. So we are going to add 120 plus 90. It gives us 210. And we are going to write this in this cell. So like this, we are going to fill all the cells in our DP table. If there are n days in our equation, so there will be n rows in our DP table, and we are going to follow the same process. Now the answer will be the maximum value in our last row of our DP table. So in this case, the maximum is 210. So it is our answer. 210 is our answer, and we will print it. And as you can see that here also 210 is the output. So now moving to the code of this question. Firstly, we are taking the input. We are given n days. Now for the n consecutive lines, we will input the points associated with that day. So on each day we will be given we will be having 3 integers, and each integer represents the points associated with each activity A, B, and C. So after taking the input, we will be having our 2D matrix. Now after that, we are initializing our DP table, which will be of the same size as the input given to us. So if there are n days in our vacation, so our DP table will be of size n cross 3 because there are 3 different activities, and n because there are n days in our vacation. Next, we know that the first row of our DP table will be same as the first row of the given input matrix, as we have already discussed. Moving ahead, we need to start filling our DP table starting from day 2. So as indexing starts from 0, so day 2 means we will start iterating from 1. So one by one we will iterate through the remaining cells in our DP table, and we will fill the cells according to the logic which we have discussed. So here what we were doing is, if on ith day, if I perform a particular activity, then I am going to consider the points associated with that activity on that particular day, plus the maximum of the remaining 2 activities, because we cannot perform the same activity for consecutive days. That's why maximum of the remaining 2 activities till the previous day. So this DP table is keeping track of the maximum points till a particular day. So like this we are going to fill our DP table, and at the end our answer will be the maximum value in the last row of our DP table. Maximum value in the last row of our DP table, and we are going to print that. So if I run this code, then all the test cases are passed, and if I submit the same code, then let us see. If I submit the same code, let's wait for the result. So as you can see, our code got accepted. So this was the approach to solve this problem, and I hope it was clear. Thank you.